Welcome to Present Poetry. I'm your host, Erin Crittenden, and all poems within this podcast are either public domain or used with permission from the author or the author's estate. It's a fun time for poetry lovers of all ages, so sit back, relax, and get ready to hear some poems of the past and the present. This week's featured poet is Stephen Carbon. Stephen Carbon is an author, lifelong musician, writer, photographer, and business entrepreneur from Lewes, Delaware. Performing live music with his band, Carbon 14, for over 25 years has given him the opportunity to entertain the musical spirit of people from all walks of life. He constantly sees and feels the enjoyment that music and lyrics bring to people, as well as the happiness it produces from the creative realm. The embrace of Polynesian culture, ambitions of life, and wanderings of the soul have brought him to the island of Kauai, Hawaii. There, Carbon resides on the sunny south shore of Poipu Beach, heart blessed to write and be inspired, and to express the Aloha spirit and imagery of the island in his own creative experience. For more information on the author and his works, you can visit his website, poetryofaloha.com, which will be linked in the show notes. Today we are reading 5 of his Polynesian-inspired poems from his new book, The Fire of Love. As a side note, I would like to preemptively apologize if I mispronounce any of the beautiful words written within. This poem is called Ohia Lahua Wild Pua. A painted sky of laughter and sun glance off my eyes of blue imagery. Reflecting lava shades of opal attract in forces of convergent synergy. Waves surge, crushing against her South Pacific tenderness of island memory. Swept across the arc of a rainbow, her touch magnetic, filling my mind in a torrential rush of life poetic. A moon dance of wildflowers of Ohia Lahua, sultry fragrance of my island Pua, twinkling stars of cadent shimmer upon cool waterfalls of Waiua, soul's romance, drawn in carriage upon the maca stones of a lost Polynesian night, like the brushstrokes of pastel impressionism we intertwine in the violet mists of lunar light. Gods of nature and mythic fortune guide us into new worlds of passion and flames of delight. A sensory mirror of flooded reflections float in slack tides of eternity. Facets of fire burn in deep-rooted vines of fantasy and destiny. We traverse the sea, chasing the sun of winter mystery. Its warmth upon the heart and evocative beauty saturate my thoughts of verse and lucent nobility. Melts like the pollen of honeybees upon the petals of sweet sincerity. Wet with dewdrops of her morning blessing, darkness of the universe in depths of ankh slowly dissolving. Spiritual harmony of the soul echo with the gentle foliage of her secret garden. My sweet wildflower of island fertile seas of rich conception. Mango trees drape and curtain her nectar of thirst of journey. Interwoven in a green Napaka menagerie. Rhythm of smile with gleam and intimacy. In the setting sun of liquid honey we write our songs of drifting melody, sealed in the bonds of sacred moments of life and breath and energy. This poem is called Shakespeare's Envy. I miss my island flower of juniper, like the suave touch of my fabled Juliet, a poem of serene spirit invoking my passion and lyric. Pulse fluttering, aching cauldrons burn within our raging hearts, an intoxicating flavor of soul tantalizing her hungry palate of colorful art, an invisible easterly wind caressing her flesh across oceans afar. We drink from the fountains of euphoria, whispering through the orchards of plumeria, her smile glowing, her hair flowing as our touch imparts melodies of Jupiter with the lullaby of stars. Eyes of turquoise dissolve into a mythic ascension of Venus and Mars, Souls embrace the internal spark, an oasis of deliverance from our shadows apart. Our words dance in a literary romance, as the planets interlope in glimmering distance, moonflowers blossom with an effervescent charm and fragrance, reflections and mirrors of watery memory, idyllic verses and undersea gardens of the dolphin's smile of intimacy. To inscribe our verses of Shakespeare's envy upon the choral edifices of emotion and sculptured identity, aloft in a tapestry of angelic voices of harmony. The insurgency of her tides of liquidity moved my mind in a revolving eccentricity, a potion of graceful hospitality. To taste her salty mist of sacred pageantry, hemlock of the galaxy and fires of Aphrodite, surrendering to our bonds of destiny, we waltz among the raindrops of a summer rain, where souls rejoice in the purity of poetic thoughts sustained, in the melancholy stillness of island teardrops of heartfelt pain. This poem is called Primal Waves. The eager anticipation of my fingertips await her sanguine lips of gentle intimacy. Hearts collide in pristine waters of deep blue sea and coral dexterity. Lungs sigh heavy. Inebriant feel of pulsing breast muscle beneath me. Radiant smile and breath of frenetic energy. Her eyes overflowing in cool shadows of willowy palm tree. Melt away inhibitions, her gracious smile of femininity. Fate of passion and surreal destiny. Release our hearts of lustful captivity. Charm of hula dreams of mystery. Impressions upon her soft full lips, like the warmth of oil massaged across curves and hips, inviting my caress of masculine serenity. Her embrace of romance dissolves the separation and pain. Her kiss lingers of lost lovers and island rain. Primal attraction of energies flowing through arteries and left side brain, destined to find each other's pulse in the sandy footsteps. Two souls walk along a beach of celestial charm and eloquence. The spirit of Aloha imparts blessings and gifts. Heartbeats skip as a simple smile lifts, to touch my life of gray with colorful rifts. Her presence inside illuminates like burning torches in mythic journey. The weight of passion and seismic gravity I will carry in soulful essence of perpetuity. Long-distance love will only fade, so we must find a way. I hiahu my island wahine in the fragrant sunrise of a new earthly day. This poem is called Nebulous. A Tahitian wind of memory floats in my southerly Pacific trades. Across the vastness of ocean waves, her subtle smile crests with the arc of dolphins in a palisade parade, calling my spirit to a faraway arch of palm and coconut honey marmalade, deft congruence of the seas and moonlight serenade. Natural attraction of chemistry, a relativity of the soul, the artistry of human expression, constantly revolving around a nucleus of internal dimension, the nebulous of our galaxies of formation, forged in lava fields of cohesive design, shape our burning pursuit of happiness and passion, chasing the island dreams of the heart of malleable impression, flames spark the fire of wandering ambition. A synchronicity of life and a heavenly transition adorn her hand-woven coral shell necklace, an interlude of thought and spiritual wonder, a clarity of skies above as we meet upon the sands and blue thunder. A Tahitian drum beats in rhythmic meter, and a thirst beneath the night's liquid amber, hearts awash in the tidal bioluminescence, pulsing like the electrons of fateful elements, ionic bonds of our planetary existence. Random selection of the universe unites the particles of gravitational force of energy and sunlight, combining strength in a tandem intricacy of divine rivers and currents of might, a nebulous of spiritual aloha and invocation of Mother Nature's purpose, her fury and charm relentless, a nuance of intimacy and soulful acquiescence, tracing her hula hips of graceful movement lost in the salty mist. Our worlds collide into the birth of new stars and a heaven of futurist elegance. This poem is called Fire of Love. Such a pleasant thought and wish to share on this rainy late winter night. A scent of tropic perfume floats in my memory of lyric I'm compelled to write. Wishing wells of stars streaming across our universe of emotion fills the heart with yearning passion, souls of divinity and magnetism. Seas that blend in warm tides of blue, as the turtle drifts and sleeps in her soft sands of lush Mahaolepu, dolphins dancing in slow rhythm of a reggae groove, the fire of love burns in her heart with the albatross of the full moon. We ignite the earth beneath in thermal waves where Pele's desire consumes, shimmering in soft trades through coconut palms and slight key tunes, lips whispering my name in the notes of lyrical island psalm, glimmering in suspension of the stars above, lost in her enchanting song, a king and queen aloft in a kingdom of nobility whose souls belong. We search the horizons of our souls' sacred waters, a ritual of the heartbeats and fever. The fire of love unites the rivers of destiny and rhythm of natural order. Like the familiar touch of memory and intuitive understanding, we share the blessing of life's celestial artistry and intimate wanderings, where the spirit of Aloha envelops our garden of fruit ever expanding. Thank you for listening to this episode of Present Poetry. If you enjoyed it, please leave us a review, share us on social media, or subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you would like to learn more about the featured poet, or you would like your work featured on the podcast, please check out the links in the show notes. Thank you again for listening, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.